Nice job. So the family and I are taking a little hike at the Morgan Arboretum on the extreme west end of Montreal. I think this is a McGill University campus, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a...
That's my mom.
Well, you want to talk?
Hi.
Hi.
That's my mom who talks.
That was your mom. So anyways, we're out here, we're hitting the forest for a little while. I think maybe the missus was picking up on the fact that... Whoa, look at that tiny frog.
Tiny frog. Can I try to pick it up?
Where is it?
Can I try to pick it up?
No way.
Why?
Because it's at home.
But it maybe could be poisoned.
And it's not about whether or not it's poisonous. It's about the fact that it's not polite to pick up a frog that's at home. Mosquitoes everywhere. And we forgot the citronella. I think maybe the missus was picking up on the fact that, you know, as I keep saying, if I haven't hit the forest relatively often, I turn into a bit of a monster. So I think that perhaps this was a mitigating, an act of mitigation. And tomorrow I'm off to Alberta to play in a festival, play a festival gig out there. So deep in the sticks that there isn't even any cell signal. That'll be good. We're gonna do a little nature walk while we're out there as well. By the time I actually get this video edited and up, it'll be like last week or something that this happened. But anyways, sorry if I'm shaking the camera a lot. I'm trying to get the mosquitoes off.
A lot of mosquitoes here, and I'm getting a lot of mosquito bites. Ooh.
You're getting a lot of mosquito bites? I am too, kiddo.
Spiders. Hey!
So anyway, so that's what we're doing right now. You know, it's funny because this isn't that far out of town, but...
Daddy, there's another little frog. Look.
Okay, hold on.
Daddy,
Yeah.
when you were walking on the log, you know what I wanted to tell you?
What?
You stepped on spiders.
Camille Dakota Corbeil. Bye-bye. Herself just noticed a rather large burl on a really young tree, so we're going to go and take a look.
Wow.
Wow.
Look here.
Somewhere in there is an epic kuksa. Hey.
No.
Yeah?
ERICAN space DEECH.
That says American Beach.
Yeah, American Beach. Wait, if it's American Beach, why are we not at American? Well, and it says American Beach. Yeah.
It's because, yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Do you know what it is in French?
No.
It's an être à grande feuille. A beach with large leaves.
Huh? How did that one suck your blood?
Well, they're mosquitoes, Camille. They poke through the skin and then they suck the blood because that's how they feed their...
But how do they feed their babies?
Yeah.
But Daddy, how did that one do that? Gross.
Somebody's in hiking sandals instead of big hiking boots. And there's a lot of mud on this trail right now.
Both of us.
Her and...
Me and Mommy.
both of the girls are in hiking sandals. Probablement. So, This arboretum has produced maple syrup since 1950. They've got a whole area that's managed for maple syrup production. And the thing is, there are a couple of stats about maple syrup that people who don't live in Canada tend not to care about. But 70% of the world's maple syrup production is done in Canada, with 90% of that happening in Quebec. And it takes like 40 liters of sap to create 1 liter of syrup. So it's a pretty resource intensive process. Obviously it's a renewable resource, so whatever, but I mean, the tree's got to give up good for us to enjoy our pancakes, know what I'm saying? So let's have a moment to thank the sugar maple for its sacrifice for our pancakey goodness. Okay, now let's get on with our day.
What are they?
These are where, well, when this tree was still alive, that's where,
The holes?
yeah, that's where Woody. That's where woodpeckers pecked to get the bugs inside.
Oh, woodpeckers are really big peckers. Sorry, I said peckers, right?
You kind of did. Okay.
I guess pee-pee camping it is. Anyways, that's life. Okay, so no face but a voice. Here's what Jesse's doing. Hello everybody, I'm doing bushcraft, walking in the woods and discovering, wild and trees and some kind of leaves and experiencing all kinds of things. So welcome to Raindance Bushcraft, everybody. So here's Jess and Camille coming back on the trail. They made it.
It's funny because I'm looking at a sign here, because out here there's a lot of white ash and a few maples here and there. And according to this sign, this was a sugar maple strand that got clear cut in 1940. And because, this is the part I didn't know, because sugar maple only grows in like partial sun, what came back up was all white ash, which is very good in full sun and not so great in shade. So like what used to be a full sugar maple strand is now a full white ash strand with a few maples in it that have started to grow in as it stopped being so bright and sunny. It's interesting, because every time we touch something, we change it. Either by clear cutting or, I know that forestry is being done generally in a much more environmentally conscious way these days, but it's still a problem-ridden industry in a lot of ways. These are all white ash. What's going to happen to those, like now? Because we have such a massive problem with the emerald ash borer. Like in town, ashes are being cut down everywhere. There are almost none of them left in my neighborhood. There's a few, but every year in my neighborhood they take out another 6. Like even when we try to save an area, managed forests and all that stuff, we don't keep it in its original state, because by the time we realize something is precious, it's usually already pretty damaged. It smells better in the trees than it does in streets, and diesel stink, man, it really does. This is good for the soul. This right here behind me, that's a butternut. The butternut has been listed as endangered in Canada for a while now because of butternut canker, which is an invasive fungus that has been wreaking havoc. And butternuts have always, I'll be there in a second. And butternuts have never been extremely plentiful in our hardwood forests anyway. So there ain't a lot of them around. But it's a cool looking tree. It's got sort of gray plates with darker furrows and everything. It's a very nice looking tree.
Hi guys, today I know you heard some videos from Daddy, right? And if you want to see a little bit of the future, I'll show you some, okay? Look, let me just turn you guys around, if I can. Sorry, I can't. I'll just show you like this. Okay, so bye.
So that was just a little nature walk with the family. I'm glad we got to do it. It was nice out. We did get eaten by mosquitoes though, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. So, as I always say, if you like what I'm doing, then please, by all means, comment down below, share, subscribe, hit that little bell, and leave me a smiley thumb. If you don't like what I'm doing, leave me a frowny thumb. Thanks for watching, guys.